Yo fam, welcome back to another banger episode.
Welcome back, friends. Craig has been hanging out with my younger relatives and has picked up a few new words. What's up in this episode, Craig?
This episode is lit. We do a little bike riding, we do a little tubing on the river, and we hit the best museum yet, the North American Bigfoot Center. Stick around. Told you it's going to be banger.
We have a lot to pack in this episode. We're going to try and cover our entire Oregon visit. This is about 550 miles. And it was a bit of a heat wave during this time in Oregon. The only escape from the heat wave was really along the coast, and you really had to hug the coast. So we did spend a few extra days on the coast, which was really scenic and very nice and great temperatures.
Now, this is not a bike episode, but you know us by now. We have to get on our bikes at least once in a while. We did 3 stops in Oregon. Our first stop was just a few miles off the coast, just in from Bandon at the Whiskey Run trails. And even just a few miles in from the coast, already it was many degrees warmer. It's a pretty toasty ride, but a good little lap there for a couple hours. Some trails that had not even been on our radar, but a good morning out.
We left the coast and headed to Oak Ridge. This is a small town, kind of along a couple of rivers, really pretty spot. We ended up doing another shuttle ride. We did the Alpine Trail. So we took a shuttle up to the top, and this was like a little bit cross country, a little bit up and down, much more down than up. But it was really scenic, really nice views. It was again a really warm day, but up kind of higher elevation. It was a pretty nice temperature. Got a little warm as we got down to the bottom, but that was mostly going down. It was kind of a really cool trail.
And our final stop was when we reached Bend. We had to do a bit of riding there, so we hit up Phil's Trails. This was just a nice Sunday morning ride on some green trails. We did try a few blues and blacks that weren't quite our speed, but just nice to keep the legs moving and get out for a nice Sunday morning cruise there, really.
And lots of trails there, lots of options. As mentioned, we are now in Bend, Oregon. This is a great little city, nice size. It's actually ranked number 3 in the US for breweries per capita. And we were in the middle still of a heat wave. So we're in the 40 plus Celsius degrees. We enjoyed a few beverages to cool us down. And we stayed at a great little state park, Tumalo State Park, just outside of town, right on the river. And even though the days were hot, the nights were still cooling off really well. And so we actually had good sleeps and really enjoyed our stay.
So while we were navigating around Bend, we actually stumbled across the last blockbuster video in the world. We'd seen a documentary about this a few years ago, but I'd forgot it was in Bend. So we, of course, had to stop here, and wouldn't you know it, we lucked out and found a copy of The Goonies. So that was a win. The other unique activity we had in Bend was a chance to go tubing down the river right in town, and they were really well set up. You could catch a shuttle here with your tube, float down about 2 hours, and catch the shuttle back to your car. They also had a man-made sort of rapids here that we managed to lap a couple of times. So this was a wonderful way to stay cool for a few hours during this heat wave. No caught back up with you.
We left Bend and headed north through Mount Hood to Boring, Oregon, which is home of the North American Bigfoot Center. This was actually really well done, lots of information, pretty cool stop off. They started kind of with some of the, evidence they had of Bigfoot and some of the bigger kind of stories and encounters that have happened over the years.
Also had a lot about the science, the hair analysis, the nesting habitats of Bigfoots, and of course lots of foot casts and even a cast of a Bigfoot butt print. So I will know how to identify those now in the forest. This is one of those museums where you walk out just feeling quite a bit smarter than when you walked in about this subject. So I was really grateful for that. Really well organized museum and a great stop. Now, in the very north of the state of Oregon, you've got the city of Portland. We gave that one a pass in the end. We tried driving through, but with the van, it was just really busy, really hectic. We'll have to fly back and give that one a go sometime. For now, it was just time to keep moving as well. Where were we off to next?
Up next is Washington State. Here we visit another national park, the Olympic National Park. As well, we go deep into vampire country and we find a very cool roadside museum.
Now, will we make it out of vampire country unscathed? You better hit like and subscribe. Man, this one's going to be banger too. See you soon.